Hello YouTube. Right, lots of news to talk about now. So first of all, let's start with Matt Smith leaving Doctor Who. You've obviously heard of it by now, if not, spoilers. But he said he's leaving during the Christmas special. Bit of speculation, so we're now going to get who's going to be the Doctor, how's he going to go, all those bits of specifics. Whether Clara is going to stay on now. Apparently her press release has said that she's staying on afterwards, which is nice, getting a nice little bit of continuity with the companions changing over. What we're going to do is record a special One Man and His TARDIS episode to go out on Tuesday, this coming one. So we're going to record it on Monday, put it out on Tuesday, and that's going to be us debating about what's going to be happening, what we think about Matt Smith. And if you want to get involved, go to One Man and His TARDIS on Facebook, and then there's a little section there which says what we want the input to be. So send us a message with all the criteria and stuff like that, and we'll read you out on the podcast. Okay, so that's the first big news. Personally, I'm quite happy with it. I'd like the Grand Moff to stay on a little bit longer, see what he's like with another Doctor, write someone a bit different. But I'd also like someone else to get a chance. Maybe Chibnall, Mark Gatiss. He's always been rumoured back in the day when it first started he was going to be RTD's understudy. Or Neil Gaiman. Could we start a petition for Neil Gaiman to be the next Doctor Who showrunner? Please, Neil, if you're out there, come home and just a season under Neil Gaiman would be immense. That's really my opinions on that one. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to save all my bits and pieces mainly for the podcast, and we'll talk about that. So join us over there. So the other news, there's more news coming out. The Plymouth Geek Collective, now they're fairly new. I've talked about them before, and they've been going from strength to strength. I'm partially involved with them. I'm helping to record podcasts, and they're putting them out. We've done a Star Trek one, so our kind of spoilers on Star Trek. We're going to hopefully do a Superman spoilers movie review mass podcast thing. That's going to be interesting. Stay tuned for more news on that. But the website has gone live, so there is now a Plymouth Geek Collective website. So if you just search Plymouth Geek Collective either on Facebook or on Google, you'll find it. There are lots of articles I've written to myself. One, Father Nerd, which is me coping with being a nerd and having a baby. And I'm also writing 500-word demo reviews. So that's just me play a demo and write 500 words about whether you should give it a try or not. Yeah, so that's that. And we've also got lots of we've got interviews, we've got reviews. It's all looking good, but we need you to get involved. We've also got a YouTube channel. I'll put some links down below. Everything's going to be linked like that. Loads of links. We've got a YouTube channel, and we want people to help out. So if you want to write a review for something, if you want to make a podcast, if you want to go around and around and around and around and around and around and around talking on YouTube, then let us know, and we'll get you involved in the community. We can promote your YouTube video, or we can promote your podcast, or we can host you as well as part of our content creators. So let us know what's going on, and we'll find you a space. Now the final news, well, let's preempt the final news with there's going to be a big ArmadaCon news release coming in the next week. That is going to be rather big, I hope, and I need people to help with it, and we're going to make it a brilliant ArmadaCon from ArmadaCon 25. It's going to be good. So, last but not least, the big news on my front is that I've got a comic book coming out. We're aiming for September the 21st for DevCon. Well, I think that's working title at the moment. That's going to be our release day. Now, I'm working with Steve May, who's a drawer. He's a pen and ink specialist, and Robert Cross, and Chris Fisher, who's going to be a writer. Robert Cross is an artist, Chris Fisher is another writer. Now we're going to be producing one comic book first, and that's going to be a short 16-page book. It's going to have a short comic story, and it's also going to have a short written story with illustrations as well. So you get 2 stories for the price of one. We're going to keep the price down as low as possible, but we also need help in that as well. We're going to want to kickstart that one. So in the very near future, we're going to be having a Kickstarter start. Hopefully we're going to have a nice event to launch the Kickstarter, and then we'll be asking for money. Of course, you'll be getting stuff in response to that. So you'll be able to buy the comic, pre-order the comic, and then get the first limited run of how many people helped us in the Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter run, you'll also get lots of other nice little bits and pieces. I'll do a video for the Kickstarter coming up soon. And yeah, it's going to be good. So the comic book is going to be, I don't really want to pigeonhole it, but it's definitely Victoriana. It's going to have elements of steampunk. It's going to have elements of parapunk, the kind of stuff you get from Supernatural, where you have the rock salt inside shotguns, using demon traps, kind of like a punked up use of occult devices. And more explanation, kind of like a sciencey occult type thing. So it's going to be really, really good. Like I said, a load of steampunk in there, and hopefully it'll be a nice little story that will carry on. Now it's going to be called Arthur Schilling. Now Arthur Schilling is a Victorian adventurer and gentleman plumber, and he, well, fights crime in his spare time. Usually crime of a paranormal bent, so mummies, zombies, werewolves, anything you can think of like that, he gets stuck in with. His sidekick is Pearlie Queen, and she's a Cockney pickpocket who's been cursed with eternal life from a Haitian witch doctor. That's all going to come out in the future. There's going to be I've got lots of comics planned, lots of stories planned. If we can get the first one up off the ground, then sky's the limit. So stay tuned. We'll have a website coming soon. We'll have a proper company name, and then the Kickstarter will be coming out, and it's just going to be up, up, and up. Oh, also, I won't talk about that. There's one other thing that I might be involved with, but I'm not 100% on the news yet, so I'm going to hold off on that one. So more news to come. Alright guys, it's been really nice talking to you again, and I will see you later.